your dog is reactive, anxious, or highly excitable, then every walk seems to bring a stream of other dogs, people, wildlife scents that cause them to pull, bark, lunge, or ignore you. And if you're walking in the same places, exposing your dog to the same triggers, then every walk just piles on more over-arousal, more overstimulation, and more overwhelm. If walks feel relentless, it might be time to give your dog a break. Enter the decompression walk. Hi, it's Katie, dog fanatic, coffee addict, and your guide to stress-free dog walks. If your dog pulls on the lead, barks, lunges, ignores your recall, or wants to say hello to everyone and everything, you're in the right place. There are such simple things you can do to make your dog calm down, listen to you, and behave like a superstar. Nothing will boost your confidence quicker so that you can enjoy relaxing walks with a dog you're proud of. Welcome to Stress-Free Dog Walks. Hello, hello, hello. A dog who's constantly on edge, reacting to everything around them, is likely to be carrying built-up stress. That's why strategies like decompression walks that we're talking about today can make a huge difference. But knowing exactly what's driving your dog's behavior in the first place is priceless. That's why I created the dog walking diagnostic quiz. In just 5 minutes, you'll get a personalized report that explains why your walks are so stressful and, more importantly, what you can do about it. The link is in the show notes. It's completely free and it could be your first step towards calmer, easier walks. If your dog is always on, so are you. And that's exhausting for both of you. You're always scanning, is there another dog, a bike, a squirrel, a person who might say something rude? Both you and your dog are anticipating stress before it even happens. Even if nothing goes wrong on the walk, the emotional load of being constantly ready for action is exhausting. This is where the decompression walk comes in. So what even is a decompression walk? What does it mean to decompress? It simply means to release built-up pressure or stress or tension. It's about letting the mind and body reset after excitement, anxiety, or mental or physical overload. It's emptying your dog's cup before it overflows. And that's what we talked about in the last episode. There are plenty of ways to decompress at home too, and I'll talk about that another time. Today we're talking about the decompression walk itself, or as we call it in Scent Venture, the ugly walk, which I'll tell you more about soon. The number one mistake we see dog owners make is trying to train their dog not to pull, bark, or lunge in the places where their dog is currently pulling, barking, and lunging. There are too many distractions, too many associations, too many triggers, and too many ingrained habits, which means that you're making it so much harder than it needs to be. The more your dog is in an overstimulated state, the less they can listen to you, but also the less that they can learn positive new training habits. A lot of people think, but my dog needs exposure. They have to learn to cope with these things. But repeated exposure to stress doesn't reduce stress. It just reinforces the same old reactions. The pulling, the lunging, the barking, the ignoring you, whatever it is. That's why decompression walks are essential for reactive, anxious, or overstimulated dogs. So what makes a good location for a decompression walk? Well, somewhere with fewer triggers. The whole point is to give your dog a break from the constant barrage of stimuli that's keeping them hyped up. So look for a lower stress environment compared to your current walks. This is going to depend on your individual dog's triggers or distractions. If your dog struggles with other dogs or people, for example, then look for places where you can see dogs and people approaching from a distance and you've got plenty of space to move away. Opt for locations where dogs are more likely to be on lead to avoid those hotspots where off-lead dogs might run over to yours. Industrial estates, those big out-of-town retail parks where you find B&Qs, that kind of thing. In Scent Venture, we call these places ugly walks because they're not your typical place for a dog walk. And that's exactly why they're so helpful, because the world and their dog are not there with you. If your dog is sensitive to loud noises, on the other hand, then look for areas with denser tree coverage, as trees help to absorb sound. Stay away from traffic and construction. If you're in the countryside, be aware of the times of the year when you're more likely to encounter bird scarers and heavy farm machinery. If your dog is obsessed with wildlife or wildlife scent, then avoid areas where there's a higher concentration of deer, rabbits, or squirrels. Choose locations with more open ground and fewer bushes where wildlife might be burrowing or nesting. Secure fields are obviously great for wildlife-obsessed dogs, large but quiet car parks after hours. Be aware of breeding or food gathering seasons where there will be more furry activity. Scent-obsessed dogs usually take the longest to adjust to an ugly walk because scent is quite literally everywhere. At this point, it's quite normal to think, but Katie, I don't have anywhere like this near me and I don't drive, or my dog doesn't travel well in the car. If that's the case, then find pockets of peace, grassy areas, different routes, or even back streets away from the main foot traffic. What I will say though, from working with thousands of dog owners on ugly walks, is that the majority of people do eventually find one. So what to expect on your first ugly walk? You've picked a quiet spot, grabbed the long line, and you're ready for your dog to experience the calm, stress-free magic of a decompression walk. But instead of settling in, your dog is scanning, ears pricked up, body tense, pacing, pulling, alert to every sound, movement, and scent in the distance. And you're wondering, why aren't they relaxing? It's because your dog doesn't know it's an ugly walk yet. To them, it's just another new environment full of sights, sounds, and smells. And they will still be in their usual walk mindset, on edge, anticipating triggers, or expecting something to happen. Their brain is still running on past experiences where walks meant constant hypervigilance, alertness, or stress. Anxious dogs, reactive dogs, overexcitable dogs, dogs that pull on the lead need to take exposure to new environments slowly. Use just one ugly walk to begin with. Don't go to several new ugly walks. Your dog will learn that this is a different kind of walk, but it takes time for that lesson to sink in. How will you know when they are decompressing? Well, the first signs to look out for are less hypervigilance, less looking around and zigzagging. You'll start to see slower, more fluid movement. Instead of darting around, they mooch. More interest in slow sniffing and exploring, less frantic energy. Their body will loosen, their eyes will soften, their tail will relax. These are just some of the signs that your dog is physically and mentally starting to unwind. And you might notice similar signs in your own body too. No more scanning, no more hypervigilance, just a chance to walk without pressure. If you've had one too many tough walks, you might have already started to dread them. If you're burnt out, you can't help your dog. You need decompression walks just as much as they do. It's for your mental health too. Giving yourself permission to take a break isn't avoiding the problem. It's protecting your energy so that you can actually work on the problem more productively. Okay, so far so wonderful, but now it's time for some real talk. You will often hear me talk about why some strategies don't work on their own, why they take time, or why they need to be combined with something else. That's because you've already been promised too many quick fixes. There is no magic solution, no one-size-fits-all trick that transforms everything overnight, and I won't sell you false hope. Because when you try something, expecting instant success, and it doesn't deliver, you're left feeling frustrated and deflated again. That's why I'll only share advice that's actually effective based on my experience with thousands of dogs. So when I tell you about a technique, I'll also tell you its limitations, because you deserve real answers, not just some feel-good shortcut, which actually doesn't even exist. So surprise, surprise, the decompression walk is not a silver bullet. When your dog experiences stress, excitement, or frustration, their body releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which increases reactivity. If your dog is constantly exposed to triggers, high arousal situations, or frustration, then they'll never fully reset. Cortisol takes time to clear from the body, and it's not a couple of days, as you might have heard from your trainer or on social media. That myth has been debunked. Cortisol stays in the bloodstream for 2 to 3 hours, but in the tissue, it's 20 to 40 days. There is still an awful lot that we don't know about this, but if that cortisol is sitting around for 30 days, then it's affecting the brain and behavior. So the occasional decompression walk will not act as a full reset button. They can only ever be temporary relief, unless you go the whole hog and use ugly walks as part of a complete retraining strategy. I don't recommend this without professional guidance, because after the break, then you need to reintroduce triggers gradually at the right pace for your dog. And of course, the benefits of a decompression walk are also going to vary depending on how high voltage your other walks are. If they're full of triggers, then the stress is soon going to stack up again. However, temporary relief is still very, very valuable. A decompression walk will, at the very least, stop more stress from stacking up. It will give you a safe, quiet place to work on your dog's training, and it allows your nervous system to breathe a sigh of relief too, and that really is valuable. Will it solve everything? No. Is it massively valuable and helpful? Yes, you bet it is. It absolutely is. I truly believe that everyone should have an ugly walk in their back pocket, whether you think that your dog needs one or not. I still used ours even when we no longer needed them. When I was feeling ill, or I'd had a stressful day, or I just couldn't be bothered to interact with the general public, we would use our ugly walk and just switch off from the world. All right, if your dog struggles with stress, anxiety, reactivity, or overexcitement, decompression walks are a powerful way to help them feel better, think clearer, and learn faster. Many reactive, anxious, frustrated dogs are always on high alert, and they never get the chance to just be on their walk and exist without stress. This is their chance, and it's yours too. One walk won't fix everything. Decompression walks won't instantly erase stress, but they will stop it piling up further. Try replacing one high voltage walk with a decompression walk this week, but use them regularly for maximum effectiveness. I'd love to hear how you implement what we discussed today. I'm Katie Guastapalia, and you can connect with me on Instagram at Dogwood Adventure Play or inside Club Dogwood. You'll find show notes and any links I mentioned over at stressfreedogwalks.com. Remember, no one piece of advice will magically fix your dog. You'll get the best results when you combine what we talked about today with the low stress Scentventure lifestyle. Advice and opinions are our own. I'm a dog training and behaviour specialist, but I might not be your dog training and behaviour specialist. So do your own research before implementing anything you hear on the show. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with another dog owner who could use a dose of calm and confidence in their lives too. Sharing is the best way to make the world a better place for the dogs we love so much. Oh, wait. Before you go, I would love to send you a copy of my Calm Canine Blueprint completely free as a gift. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment Calm Canine below, because it really helps other dog owners find the support that they need too. The blueprint is my 10-page plan where I'll give you the big picture of everything that's needed to create a calm, relaxed dog. So if you're wondering, yes, I would love to have a chill dog who listens to me, but where do I even start? Well, this is it. This is where you start. It also includes a soothing, calming audio track for you and your dog to listen to together. And so it's ideal for winding down after a stressful day, a difficult walk, or preparing your dog to switch off for the evening. When you're calm, your dog naturally mirrors your energy. It's one of our best audios, but I will unlock access for you for free, along with the entire blueprint. I know, crazy, I know. So just like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment Calm Canine below. Take a screenshot of your comment and then head over to stressfreedogwalks.com/comment to upload it. And then I'll send you the Calm Canine Blueprint and audio track free. Again, head over to stressfreedogwalks.com/comment to upload your screenshot and get access. Thanks so much for all your support, and I can't wait to hear how the show has helped you.